Good evening and welcome to another live stream from a home in Italy. My name's David Benton, and tonight we've got everybody's favorite live stream. We've got Meet the Home Buyers. We've also got ridiculous sound effects as well. Thank you to Tony. We've also got another great thing that we started last week, Domenico and Tony's tongue twisting trials. Can you remember that from last week? If it was the first time you're joining us tonight, then welcome. And just to let you know, during our subjects, we are going to go a little bit light-hearted, as Tony, the producer, is trying to learn Italian after I don't know how many hundreds of years he's been living here in Italy. And Domenico, our agent, he is trying to learn English. So last week we started a new thing off, and we're going to be carrying it on this week as well, where you've got to guess the title of the film after Tony has spoken in Italian and Domenico has spoken in English. So stay tuned for that, because Tony's going to be coming up in about 5 minutes. He's actually already started on his I think he's actually drinking beer tonight, which usually he likes to drink wine. So very unprofessional, I know, but I think he must be getting nervous. So Tony's going to be on in about 5 or 10 minutes with his Italian piece. And then Domenico will be on later in the show. So tonight we are talking to Scott and Laura, who bought themselves a fantastic place over here in Abruzzo, and they're actually speaking live from their house tonight. So that's going to be absolutely fantastic. We're going to find out their story. We're going to find out how they came to Abruzzo, how they found the house, and all the rest. We're going to go through the whole thing. A couple of things to tell you, because I've got to rush through tonight, because we've got quite a bit to cover tonight. What am I going to tell you? Oh yeah, next week's live stream will be. Let's put that one on, Tony. That's tonight's live stream. Next week's live stream is going to be the big, massive Q&A. That's the first one of March, and then we've got a great lineup of things to come during March. I'll give you all those details next week. But remember, these Q&A sessions, for me, these are so important, these sessions, because so many people obviously send emails because they have different things they want to ask, which is all great. But these are the places to do it. Do it on the Q&A. Send me an email if you like at info@homeinitaly.com and ask me a question that I will then try and answer live on the evening. So for those of you who can't make the live shows, then feel free to send me an email. I will try and answer as many questions as possible. And these are going to be things that we're going to do every month, because for me, the Q&A session is one of the most important streams that we do, because we just need to answer all of your questions, and that's what we're going to be doing. The other thing that I want to tell you about is the autumn tour dates. So they will be released on the 7th of March, because the new website is going to be. I know we only changed little tiny bits, but a whole new look that's coming for the 7th of March. I've pretty much completed it. We're just checking all the links, making sure the links go from one to the other and there's no broken links and all that kind of stuff. So the new website, the new Patreon page, which is going to be fantastic, and the new service PDF with all our new services, with everything. Now we've worked out exactly where we're going in life, so to speak. All of that's going to be out on the 7th of March, including the autumn dates, which are the 26th and 27th of September, 24th and 25th of October, 21st and 22nd of November. And then we're going to see how the bookings go for the first month or so, and then decide if we do another one, possibly in October. Definitely not December, because it's too near to that time of year, which I won't mention because we're only in February. But yeah, we'll see how things go. So that's going to be the 7th of March. We will let you know about the tour dates. If you don't know anything about the tours, or wonder what on earth I'm talking about, then I do apologize. But go onto our website, www.ahomeinitaly.com, and then click on the excuse me. That wasn't anything. It was just my throat just disappeared. Click on the tours page, and you can find all about it there. It's basically group property viewings and group. We look at the towns, we look at houses, we have food together, we have an aperitivo together, spread over a couple of days. We take you around in some nice coaches. It's just a great thing to do. So hopefully you'll be joining us on those during autumn time. And I must say, if you do go onto the webpage, if you're looking to come over to Abruzzo for the end of March, I believe there's 2 seats left on the March tour, and I think there's 2 on April as well. So if you go onto the tour section, and you may be able to snap up the last couple that's on there. May is looking like it is full. There are a few people waiting on the waiting list, and I should have got back to them today, but the coach company can't guarantee the coach that I want until they've checked for another booking, which is going to be Thursday of this week. So unfortunately, I can't confirm either way if there's any tickets available left on May, but I will let you know about that. The other thing I wanted to let you know is the Rent in Abruzzo. Rent in Abruzzo. These are the guys that, or Lewis is the person that sponsors these some of these evenings, our Tuesday evenings. If you're looking for rental properties around, in particular around the Sulmona area, and also in Palombara, where I live, so you can come and say hello, then send a message to this email. You can also email us at info@homeinitaly.com. Some people have said that this particular email address has bounced back to them. I think somebody early on wrote a question before the live stream started, but I have noticed that people have been spelling Abruzzo wrong and been putting double B and one Z. So this is the correct spelling. So rentinAbruzzo@gmail.com. And I know that he has a fantastic apartment in the center of Sulmona with some dates during the summertime that's available. So definitely get in touch with Lewis. Mention that you've seen the live streams, because that way you do get the best rate possible. We don't have anything to do with it. We're not, the only thing we're associated with Lewis is he's a client just like everybody else, and has bought some properties from us in the past, and obviously as a favor for doing that, we're helping out to try and get people in renting. So we don't take any commissions. We don't have anything to do. It's all dealt directly with Lewis. And he's actually going to be joining us mid-March, because we're going to be doing a remote buying live stream. And he's going to talk all about that, because that's pretty much what he's been doing. He's been remote buying and he's never even been here yet. So so that should be an interesting one. That's going to be set out for mid-March. But if you are looking for short or long-term rentals in Abruzzo, and in particular around the Sulmona area and all the surrounding villages, then please get in touch with this. And as I said, there's a fantastic one in Sulmona, which I know there's some availability summertime, and a new one in Pacentro, which is just absolutely fun. I don't know if you've been to Pacentro. It's where Pacentro Pete's from, one of our earlier live streamers, and that's a fantastic place, and the property is amazing as well. So yeah, get in touch, and I'm sure he will respond to you. What else have I got to say, Tony? What else? Oh yes. Oh yes. What have I written here? Oh no, hold on a second. Website, tours, renting. Yes, tomorrow we have a video property. I know we're usually doing them on a Saturday at 3 p.m. We do them every Saturday. That won't change, but we've put one on for tomorrow. So tomorrow at 4 p.m. there's a little, what can I say? Can I say stunner? Lewis is going to be laughing now, and I'll share that reason some other time with everybody. But we have got a little stunner of a property for you tomorrow, and that is at 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock tomorrow, Wednesday. So what you need to do is go back onto YouTube, make sure you've subscribed, and make sure you click that alarm bell, notification bell, because that tells you then anything that anytime that we put a video on, it will actually pop up and tell you. Stephen saying, hi Dave, thank you for the help this morning. I guess it was lunchtime where you are. It was a pleasure. So yeah, so just watch out for that tomorrow. That is going to be a fantastic, in my opinion, that is a brilliant property, and the price is 39,900, including all fees and taxes. That's our fees, and you know that that's the new way that we do it. So watch out for that one tomorrow. And it's got an amazing roof terrace as well. It does need some work. It could be cleaned up and you could get in there now. But it does need some updating and a few things that I would do to it. But that is a fantastic property. So watch out for that on the YouTube channel. It will also be posted on Facebook. That's tomorrow. Tomorrow at what time did I say, Tony? 4 o'clock. So there you go. Are you ready to get started? And we all know what that means now. And for those of you who don't know what that means, Tony, if I can just take the stage 1 second. And what I am waiting for is, Tony's supposed to get, that's it. Get ready. It's Domenico and Tony's tongue twisting trials. Are you ready? Are you ready for this evening's? Tony's just got he's put a ridiculous hat on, or he's got something on his head anyway. So just before I bring Tony on, just so we can explain exactly what's happening. Tony's the producer, by the way. So Tony's been living here for a long time, wants to learn Italian, and he's learned about 3 words in 12 years. Might not be 12 years, but it's not far off. So what we decided to do is we give him a phrase to say. He's got to say it in his best Italian. Okay, so he's got 5 seconds to study it. He doesn't know what that phrase is. I'm going to send it on WhatsApp to him now, which is why I've got my telephone here. You can't. It's actually a famous quote from a huge film, but you can't guess what it is yet. You have to wait for Domenico's version at the end of the program, where he's going to be speaking in English, and then you can guess. So we're not going to accept anybody that gives the answer. You're just going to give it to somebody else. What you've got to do is just listen carefully. Listen carefully to what Tony's saying in Italian, that he's got 5 seconds to read when I bring him on, and then keep it to yourself if you know what it is. And then when Domenico comes on and speaks in English, then everybody can have a guess, and we'll see who's first to win this little competition. I know it's childish. Do I care? No. Anyway, here he is. It's Tony, the producer.
No, you don't care, do you?
Are you looking forward to tonight's?
Oh yeah, I've got a new hat. Because of last week, look, I've got a new hat, a dunce's hat.
Oh yeah. I don't think you're allowed to wear them. That's not politically correct anymore. I don't think
I'm never politically correct.
Oh, I know that. Anyway, so I can never say this bit. Domenico and Tony's tongue-twisting trials. I just cannot get that into my head. Right, Tony, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Come on,
send.
I can see Scott and Laura waiting to come on, and everybody's waiting for Meet the Home Buyers, and instead they're going to listen to you. Right, so get ready, everybody. You've got to listen. I don't want anybody guessing the film at this moment. You've got to wait while Domenico comes on later, and then we can get the guesses going. Are you ready, Tony?
Yep,
so I'm going to send you your phrase now. Right? Tell me once you've got it, tell me. That's the ringtone. Right, Tony, you've got 5 seconds to study it. Oh, I've pressed the wrong button. How can I get this on now? Right. Right, are you ready?
Yep.
Right, in your best Italian. Get ready. Here we go.
Okay. Mangiai il suo fegato con un bel piatto di fave e un buon Chianti.
That was pretty good, actually. That was pretty good. So, no, we don't want anybody guessing. Nobody guess.
That was good.
Sabine saying, interesting, Tony's surviving all those years without learning Italian means you can actually go about your daily business without it. Or does he have help? Yeah, we don't promote that kind of thing on here. Right, so Tony, you've got one more go before I bring Scott. I bring Scott and Laura on. Here we go again. Are you ready? So listen carefully, everybody, but no guessing what the film is until Domenico's done it later. Ready, Tony? Go.
Okay. Mangiai il suo fegato con un bel piatto di fave e un buon Chianti.
There you go. That's Tony. Why are we doing these things? It's fun, though, isn't it? We're allowed to have a bit of fun, aren't we? Doreen's saying you've improved since last week, Tony. It's true, but having said that, somebody did guess it last week, so he must have done pretty good. This one's a little bit easier because of the last part, but and I'm not going to take anything away from him because he did all right on that. I'm going to make it much harder next week. Don't worry about that. Okay, let's get back to the serious stuff. Let me can I get rid of this, Tony, that's written at the side? Here we go. Oh, he's done it for me. Okay, so are we ready? Are we ready to meet the home buyers? Let's get started on what everybody has joined us for. So I'm going to bring Laura and Scott, and here we go. Good evening.
Hi.
How are you guys doing? You all right?
Good. Really good.
Have you guessed the film yet from Tony's Italian?
Got it. I got it.
Have you seriously got it?
Yeah. What do I get for that? Do I get like a free bowl of soup or a discount on my next property? Anything like that?
Yes. You get an evening with Tony.
I caught it on the first go round.
Well, if you've got it, Scott, when you've got a minute, text it me too. I want to see if you got it right.
Okay.
Okay. So here's Scott and Laura. Tell us. I know you're actually in Abruzzo now, aren't you? We'll explain to people where you are shortly. But tell us a little bit about yourselves and where you're from.
Hi, Scott. I'm originally from New York, but we've been living north of Dallas for a little over 3 years. I don't know. What else do I say? I'm an engineer for Samsung, so I kind of work remotely, which is what I'm doing today. So I'm going from this live stream straight to a work call. But it's given me the flexibility to enjoy this life and experience Abruzzo. Even though I speak Italian very, very poorly with a horrible derelict accent and can't roll my R's properly, I'm still enjoying every day that we're here, for sure.
Superb. And Laura, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm from Ohio, but mostly Las Vegas, Nevada. And we have 3 kids, and I'm a stay-at-home mom. And we just bought this huge house in Prezza.
So let's talk about, some people may remember you from, because you came on quickly on the Christmas special, didn't you? Just as an introduction. Then obviously we said we'd get you back, which we have, and you're both in Abruzzo at the moment. So let's talk a little bit about how it all started. Why Italy? Why did you think about buying a property in Italy?
We actually, I'm half Italian. My grandparents were born and raised in Calabria. And why did we choose this? We saw one of your videos, honestly, and we fell in love with this area in this region.
You've obviously been to Italy before you bought the property. Have you been as well, Scott? No, you've never been.
The first time for both of us was that trip in November.
Yeah.
Really? I didn't realize that at all. So even though your grandparents were in did you say your grandparents in Calabria? So you've never, the first time in Italy was the first time, it was last November. Amazing. Yes. So I was going to say, how did you come across Abruzzo then? So hopefully it was through our channel and what, just a bit of research.
Yeah, we saw your video on one of the homes in Introdacqua, and we started following you, and we basically fell in love, and we knew we needed something here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing what's happening at the minute. I know me and you have had a few conversations with Scott about this kind of thing, but the amount of people doing this now and just sort of remote buying and I mean, I've had conversations with my wife about this, saying, would you do it? Especially if it's thousands of miles. It's not as if you're an hour away or something like that. Did you just think, no, I want it. This is what we want to do? Was there no doubts at all?
I mean, it's a little, it can be nerve-wracking, or you get a little nervous because you're doing this completely remotely and you're buying something that clearly it's going to need some work, right? I mean, you've highlighted properties that are much more expensive that have been redone on the inside and would probably need little to nothing to get going. For this, we knew that we were coming into this, we were going to have to do a little bit of work. And traditionally speaking, in terms of differences between here and the U.S., like in the U.S., inspections are like mandatory part of the purchasing process, right? And people get scared off by things that they'll find in that inspection. It would have probably helped us to do an inspection here. It wouldn't have changed, I think, our decision, but it would have helped us to understand what we needed to go and get ready to do once we took ownership of it, to make sure that the house was livable and taking full advantage of it from the get-go.
Right. Yeah. I mean, there are options. I mean, I think people, when they have inspections done, they do inspections if people are getting mortgages and that kind of thing. I know there was an old person who we'll talk about later that was living in the house, or somebody was living there. But as you say, when you get in some of the properties for some of the prices, some work is sort of expected, and yours in particular. I mean, I think it was a bargain, and I know you upset a lot of people when you were first on the list to get the house, because it was one of our most successful properties. So when you actually saw the property video, was that, you said you first of all saw one in Introdacqua? What was it about this one that you saw? And I'm going to show people. Oh, first of all, I'm going to show. No, in fact, no. Go on. Answer the question. What was it about this particular property that you just thought, that's it?
I would say it's always been my dream to have a place, like, if we were going to buy a home here, I wanted a place where friends and family could also come and enjoy. So seeing that it's 4 stories, 6 bedrooms, that really fit the bill. the backyard, is a shared area, but it's beautiful. And the views are amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's gorgeous.
You've got lots of outside space, private outside space from your terraces as well, haven't you? So you've got a beautiful.
Yes. Terraces are fantastic.
Yes.
I mean, I know the first.
It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, I know the first time I saw the property, I was blown away myself with it. So obviously you've got a big family. You've got 3 kids, as you say, 3 beautiful children. I'm going to show people where you decided to buy. So the town is Prezza, which has been really popular because everything that we've had and put on in Prezza has sold straight away. How did you feel? I mean, obviously people are going to look at this and think, oh, is it a small village? Is it out of the way? We're going to talk about that a little bit later. How did you feel when you sort of saw details of the video about the village and the fact that it is a smaller village? Is this the kind of thing that you wanted?
Absolutely. We already live out in the country in Texas. So this is perfect. It's small. It's quaint. It's got a big personality.
Yeah, I agree with that. Actually, there's something about this place, isn't there, that it's and it's not. Again, we're going to talk about this later. It's not isolated in any way, and it sits up there. It has got a big, as you say, a big personality. It's actually a good way of saying it. In your property, just going back to this photograph here, if I can get my pen, if I remember how to do this. Well, my eyesight's not very good at the moment. Turn on the pen. Here it is. And your property is actually, I don't know if anybody can see it, is this one here, the red arrow that I put there. Right on the edge of the town. So it's a fantastic location as well. So tell us a little bit then about Prezza. I mean, obviously, I told you it was a certain way. I explained in the video that it's a smaller town, but close to everything. But tell us a little bit about it and where it's situated.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's definitely, it's one of these villages that's nestled in the mountains, but it's close to everything, right? Like if I hopped in the car, I've been to Rayano. It's 5 minutes away, right?
Yes.
From the front door of the house here. We can go up into the village. There's houses up past the village. There's houses at the base of Prezza. Mm-hmm. And just because it's, there's not a huge population here doesn't mean that it's missing really any amenities, right? There is a small marketplace. There's the bar. There are the pizzeria down at the base is absolutely fantastic. It's like
I've driven past that a few times. I must try it.
And everybody here has been so extremely friendly and helpful. And they've referenced multiple times that they've basically considered us family with moving in. So it's been a wonderful experience. And I know Laura can elaborate more because she's actually been out here a couple of weeks more than I have.
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, we'll talk about the way you've been sort of accepted into the village. I know you've gone through a fair bit while you've been here. How long have you been out, Laura, in total?
A month.
Right. So it's already been when do you go home? Is it tomorrow you go back to?
Friday.
Right. Okay. And the kids came out with you, Scott, a little bit later, didn't they?
Yes. So we ended up flying out on February 12th. We got here. So nothing like taking 3 kids 8 and under through DFW, JFK, Rome Airport. That's like a 19-hour trip. But
but to be fair, you text me when you're on the motorway, and you seemed in pretty good spirits, listening to your rock music and heading from the motorway from Rome to.
Oh, at that point, we had 2 cars. We actually still have 2 cars because Laura's cousin was here. So, what people will find that haven't been here is that car rentals are super cheap, incredibly cheap here, especially compared to the United States. But if you need something larger, that's where it gets really expensive, right? So, a family of 5 can fit into a car, but when we had 6. And then her cousin was actually supposed to have her husband come in too, which didn't happen. We ultimately planned for 7. We ended up just getting 2 cars.
Yeah.
Right.
Instead. Right. So when I was driving, I was in good spirits because I was by myself.
That's right.
Listening to my music, that Dave and I are going to go see Tool and Firenze in June. So
even though I've still not heard of this band, I've still not listened. I will listen, I promise you. But you definitely seem chilled out that day. So the kids, I mean, as you say, they're all under 8. How are they? What do they think about all of this?
I mean, they love it. I certainly hope that as they get older, they're going to realize how awesome it is to have this experience, because they are homeschooled. So they're not tied to the Dallas school system or where we live out in the country. They do their online schooling. We help them out daily, and they've been given this opportunity to experience this life where they're seeing something like, I don't even know how old I was when I first left the United States on my first trip. I was certainly older than 8 years old.
Yeah.
And it's been a fantastic opportunity for them to understand and experience culture outside of the United States.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's it's got to be a great experience to open the kids' minds, definitely, hasn't it? I know you're not living here, using it as a holiday home, but even still, they're part of something special, aren't they? Gino is saying, have you bought any furniture, Amazon or IKEA?
IKEA. I just put the second couch together this morning.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
So,
okay.
They do deliver even to these remote areas,
yes.
right? IKEA is what, like 45 minutes or so from where we are. Yeah. And they still came up with a little delivery van, and we're able to take things up through the 4th floor and get stuff up here so that we could build the beds and the mattresses that we were replacing. And
that's the thing. I know a lot of people, at the end of the day, Prezza, when you look at some of the photographs, you may get the feeling that it's remote. At the end of the day, you're how far from Sulmona? You go to Sulmona. I've noticed a few pictures from Sulmona. You're what, 15, 20 minutes?
20 minutes.
15, 20. Yeah. That's
Pratala is adjacent to us too. So we've been in Pratala every day to go to supermarket, electronic stores, everything. Everything is nearby, right? And that's the key. It's closer for us here to go to a major supermarket than it is for us in Texas to drive to a major supermarket.
Really?
Right? We're 35 minutes from a major supermarket in Texas where we are.
Yeah, and that is a mad thing, because I remember having a conversation with my sister-in-law a while ago who lived in the centre of London, and to get anywhere in the centre of London, you were stuck in traffic constantly. So a trip to the supermarket, when you look here and you look in the village where you are, and people sort of think, oh, you're in the countryside, but the actual distance is nothing. It's just the drive that's different. You're not stuck in traffic, and it's actually quite nice to look out of your window every day.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Brilliant. Excellent. So let's talk a little bit about the house. I'm just going to show a couple of pictures, then we're going to do the video while you're talking your way through it. So some people may remember this one that was on the video channel. So fantastic property. As I said, right on the edge of Prezza. I'm going to show just a couple of photographs of the views, and then I want you to talk me through the property. So obviously this is views. I think this one's from your lower terrace, if I remember.
Yes.
Where the hill is on the right, Sulmona is just beyond that. And then, again, this is from one of your terraces. I don't know if this is the upper one or not. So I'm going to start playing the video, and you can just explain to people, if you will. Let me just work out how we do this, because the one thing that you really liked was the basement room, was it, in the beginning when we spoke? Do you want to just explain to people while they're watching the video a little bit about the house?
Sure.
Yeah. So the cantina level at the bottom is definitely it's interesting. It's built because in those rooms in the back, the cellars, is built into the side of the mound, right? So there's a lot of moisture down there. It's damper down there, but there is a kitchen. There is 2 separate entries to the cellars on both sides of those walls, and I think it's a fantastic opportunity for us to do something with this area. So far, what we've done is we started to pull off some of the wood off of the side because it's so damp down there.
Yeah.
Probably going to replace it with drywall, and maybe take down that wall that you were just pointing to in your video. But there's I don't know. There's just so much opportunity to do things with this, and it's so cool to have something like this as part of your house, right? And it's not just this. Like, I opened up a push door on the 2nd floor, and it looked like it was where they put some of the water pipes, and it's still in the side of the mountain. Like, there's this little trap door that's big. Like, all throughout the house, there's these little nooks and crannies where you're seeing the mountain exposed. into the home, and it's just really, really interesting.
Yeah, and I think this room at the back, this particular one, this is where
This is my favorite.
Yeah, this is where they used to do the wine and thing, isn't it? I mean, look how
Yes.
amazing that is. And I think that a lot of the humidity, I mean, obviously in the 70s and time, they didn't really think they put the wood things on the walls, and they use the kind of plaster that doesn't let the stone breathe. Are you going to consider possibly revealing some stone down there to help the stone breathe? And
so we have somebody that's helped us out a lot with working on things. His name is Antonio, and he wants to take a look at the stone and see how, what kind of condition it's in once we pull off all the wood, to make a determination whether it's going to be something that we can expose, whether we drywall it, or whether we just stucco it, and see what's going to last the longest.
Yes, make a decision from that. No, it's great, but it's a fantastic space, isn't it? Then obviously you've got a garage to the side that I'm going in now. So if we'll go back into the house, and if you talk us through then going from this huge basement room, which traditionally people would have used these as what they call tavernas, where they would have parties and things like that. Do you want to explain what's on the next level up?
Yeah, so this is the second level. It has 3 bedrooms. That and one bathroom, and then there's this little storage closet off to the right hand side as well. This was originally, so what we were told was the uncles of Antonio were the ones who had the first and second floor of this house, and then the old woman had the third and fourth floor, right? And then when the uncle passed away and the aunt passed away, she took ownership of the entire property. Yeah. So this itself is where we were actually staying on this level for the first week and a half that we were here, while we were waiting to get the top floor painted and get the furniture delivered. Right. These rooms are a great size, right? Like that's a double sized bed in there that was big enough for Laura and I to sleep in. They left all the furniture on this level for the most part. Yeah. And then out on this terrace, there's even a half bath that's there to use. Now we have
the balcony, yes.
Yeah, on the balcony. We haven't used it because it's been cold here, but it's there for us to be able to use, or for guests to be able to use, right? As they come and stay with us. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this, I mean, obviously upstairs where the old lady used to live was sort of slightly better condition than, I would say a lot better condition, but these are still habitable rooms, as you say. So is the intention to keep them still as bedrooms?
Yes.
Yes.
I think for friends and family that want to come and share this experience with us, we have the space.
Excellent. And also you've got enough kids to fill these rooms.
There's really nothing wrong with it, right? Like the boiler was replaced for the bottom 2 levels. We did that shortly after Laura came out because the radiators and the hot water didn't work on the first 2 levels at all.
Yeah. So now that works.
That works. This other room, that might end up being maybe like an office space for me if I end up wiring the house for internet, because it's small. It's only got the one very small window, and it could be something where I could just kind of put a desk area in and work from there. Yeah. The bathroom, I love those tiles. They're awesome. You watch all these shows on TV of people destroying these funky 70s tiles that people would kill today. We're leaving it.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think you do right. I think why not? That's part of the house, isn't it? It's part of the character of the house. So obviously this is the next floor from the basement, and then we're going to go up again. Obviously this is when I did the video when the old lady lived here. So maybe you've done some work since then. But if you want to explain the next floor.
Yeah, the next floor. So this floor that's the floor that we're actively living on. Mm-hmm. So the house was given a big, lengthy cleaning, right? It hadn't been cleaned in properly in years.
Right.
But coming up here, it still kind of looks the same with the exception of we replaced the refrigerator with something a little bit larger for us for the family. Mm-hmm. The cabinets are in great shape over there that are on the wall.
Yes.
The kitchen still looks the same today. We were going to look at one of these design companies to redo something, but we've ran out of time on this trip. Mm-hmm. We would definitely like to redo that because
it's too small.
It's too small, and there's no oven for us on this floor, right? It's just cooktop.
Yeah, because the lady used this as an oven, didn't she?
She used that primarily as her heat source. I don't think she used the heat in the rooms much.
No.
We've also painted the 2 bedrooms a bright white, so it's really bright now. The next would be to paint the rest. The house needs painting.
Right.
That's
another
cool.
That's in the mountain. Right?
Exactly, cool closet. The bathroom is still functional. We had to, get a new washer / dryer combo.
Right.
And I mean, it's great. It works great.
Like minimal things that you would expect, right? Like we had to replace the tanks on both of the toilets because they were leaking.
Yeah.
That was an easy fix. It's not in the United States. If I call the plumber to replace something, they're going to charge me probably $400 or $500. Here, it cost me €50 for the part. And then the guy came over, the handyman came over that's been helping us, and he did both of them. And he's like, just give me €50 and we'll call it even. Like it's been the repairs have not been devastating to my wallet, which is nice, right? Because I know that we're going to have things that we're going to want to update over time here.
Yeah. Do you mind if people know how? I'm asking, putting you on the spot now. The price that it's on the video channel anyway, so people can see, just so people can get an idea. I mean, this was listed at 69K. Obviously, there was fees and taxes and things like that on there. But I mean, the size of the property you got for that price and the condition for that price is fantastic.
And it all kind of worked out too, right? Because the house needed to be fused properly with the land registry, right? Because it wasn't recognized as one house; it was still recognized as two
houses. Yeah.
So that was taken care of. The taxable value was a little bit higher than expected, which you say all the time can happen on some of these properties where the price probably might be low, and then all of a sudden you get a taxable value that's coming in like 30% higher than the property.
Yes.
But it all worked out in the end, right? I mean, it was reasonable for us to proceed with this, and we knew what we were getting into from a cost perspective to get this off of the ground.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's been fantastic, right? And those rooms are no longer pink. Right. They're like Laura said, they're a bright white. They were treated because there was a little bit of mold that needed to be sealed on the wall.
Yeah.
All that stuff was sealed off and treated. This balcony or this terrace rather,
I
always get those confused. Looks identical, right? She left almost everything. The plants are still there.
Yeah.
She's got calendars from 2001 hanging on the wall. Like it's all still there. But she left quite a bit of stuff for us. But this was like one of the big things when you showed this property on the video. We were like, wow, this is amazing, right? We haven't seen this. We've seen rooftop terraces, but nothing quite like that.
Yes. So that just cut off then. And just to let people know, there's road works going off, isn't it? That's why the porter cabin, is it still there, the porter cabin?
It's still there. Somebody was looking at it the other day, and I think they're going to take it out soon.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So this now is the top floor, isn't it? Do you want to explain how this works?
Yes.
So
we're here now.
Yeah, this is where we are right now. We're actually in that room that you're showing right now. Sans, the old couches and chairs, all that stuff's been taken out. We've replaced that. The big furniture piece is still here with us,
which is beautiful.
And the old school 1980s TV is still next to us. But this we haven't done anything as far as paint or anything in here yet.
It needs to be.
It needs to be painted, but again, it's like we figured baby steps because we just had the initial investment of the property.
Right.
Yeah. But again, out here you've got
another beautiful terrace.
This little terrace that's beautiful. Yeah, it's beautiful. There's one bedroom up here, and then this living area, and
a small kitchen.
There's a small kitchen with an oven up here, so it's definitely it's a lot of space, right?
Yes.
The second bedroom that had 2 beds in it. Now we've moved things around. So the 2 beds, we kept the 2 beds for our daughters because they were actually both in very decent shape.
Right.
And we put them downstairs. We moved up the double bed from downstairs up.
Yeah.
So.
And then as you say, it has a little kitchen area in that as well. I seem to have skipped through. But,
we used it actually.
Right. Right. And then this obviously, that's the kitchen area there, and this then obviously has access to the back where where this is the shared area, isn't it?
Right, and here's the thing: like nobody's living here at all. The next door property is used sporadically. Like the person still lives at the base of the mountain that uses the property for certain things that I won't get into on the live stream because I was told yesterday and it kind of freaked me out.
Right? Okay. You need to text me that.
In the backyard, it's all lettuce.
It's kale and herbs. Like I cook with all this stuff in the backyard. I love it.
It's all there for us to just
enjoy,
use, right?
yes.
Because nobody actively lives in these. And I think besides the one that's next to us, I don't think anybody lives in the other two that are here, right? And everything around above there is vacant as well.
Yeah, and
there's
then
a lot of vacant spaces here.
Above that little hill that you showed is a cool old castle. I mean, there's a castle right above my house. Come on.
Yeah,
it's gorgeous.
And I know these old towns, again, when we, the some of the people moved out of the historical part. I mean, the historical center is beautiful. And the houses are in great condition. And as you say, there's a couple of bars there. There's a store there. There's everything you need. It's a bit like where I live. There's small villages, but how much character is in them and how much sort of, the people that are here. I mean, yes, Palombaro maybe, I think, is 900 and something people, but the community is fantastic. And that, to me, is better than being somewhere where there's 3 times that and no soul, if you like, or 10 times that and no soul. These places, I don't know how you feel about it, but I feel you're part of something really special when you choose these kind of places.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So,
yes.
Obviously, we've shown everybody a little bit of the house, and I want to talk a little about some of the experiences that you've had. Obviously, we've spoken about the old lady, and I feel terrible that I can't remember her name. But this is at the signing, and she was. I mean, when you guys came out in November, because just to let everybody know, you basically did things remote, didn't you, up to the first contract, if I remember, and then you'd already planned to come out, see the property, and then left me power of attorney to finish it off. So when we went on that visit the first time you saw the house, I mean, how the old lady I hate calling her an old lady. I should remember the name. That's terrible. But she basically baked things for us, and she'd made coffees and
espresso
and cookies for the kids. And I couldn't understand her, but she was like attached to me, talking for like an hour, and she was so warm and she was happy. Like, I'm gonna get emotional.
I know.
We were buying this house and that we would love this house because she, had lived here most of her life, raised her children.
Yeah. I was going to say, Laura, that I can remember at the time that you were quite. She's such a nice. I mean, I'm sure she's 90 or just over 90 or something.
92 or something like that.
90. I mean, I remember going to see the house for the first time and doing the video, and obviously there's a few stairs because you've got sort of you're over 4 levels. But she was turning around to me every now and then, asking me if I was all right. While she's sort of like a mountain gate, walking up the stairs. But what a great sort of, I say, and even the way she was with the kids. And I remember the signing day when I took this photograph. She couldn't wait to have a photograph taken because she knew that I was sending you the photograph. And she'd been wearing the mask all the time. And she said, I can't wear my mask if you're sending it to them. And she was so happy that it was going to you guys and and she kept talking about the kids almost, as if they're their own grandchildren. But how do you feel about the people here and people that you've met in such a short amount of time? Tell people, for those of you, for those sat wherever they're sat, whether it's in the US, in the UK, wherever, where I keep harping on all the time about you don't know until you hear the kind of experiences you have. What would you say to them?
I would say I have met the most incredible people. I have, in life, you just kind of go, right? And we were talking about this last night, like, here, I feel like I belong here. I feel like such a part of community and family. I've had these 2 wonderful women take me shopping to show me where the cool stores are to get good deals. I've had Antonio help me so many times when water was leaking, or you know what I mean? Like, all these weird things happen, and I'm here alone. And I have a whole community helping me and welcoming me. And It has been the most beautiful experience. I would have never dreamed this in a million years, honestly.
That's
Right.
really, really nice. Really nice to say, talk like that. And it is again, Scott. We spoke about this the other day. We're going to talk about the thing with the hospital in a second. But you did say to me how much you've been helped, and I said that it puts us. I'm not going to put everybody in the same boat because they're good people all over the world, but it almost puts us to shame as a nation, doesn't it? That people here, so many of them. It's not just a small percentage. There's so many people that are just seem to be good, genuine people, something that we've lost in some countries, I would say. Again, not everybody, but
Well, again, look at like our lighting in here, right? Earlier today, we were struggling with lighting. I was going to a store. Antonio, this was his aunt's house, right?
Yes.
So they're all like, everybody is related. And then he stops me. He goes, "Hold on a second." He literally takes me into his work area garage. He pulls out an LED strip of lights out of his van, and then connects a, he's got his wire strippers. He connects a power cord, and he goes, "Here you go. Use this for lights instead." And that's what we're using right now. He saved me a trip, and I'm like, well, what do I owe you for this? No, don't worry about it. It's good. We're good.
And then
right?
he gives you fresh eggs from his chickens
for the kids. He's
yeah.
like, anything you get in the store, right? And that's how it's been the whole time. And his brother's up in the background, and his brother owns the pizzeria down at the base. He's like, "Scott, can't wait to see you tomorrow."
Yeah.
We told him that we were going to go there tomorrow night for dinner for like our farewell type of dinner.
Yeah.
And that's how it's been the whole time.
It's been
right?
beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful. Everybody cares about one another.
Yeah.
And even Fulgenzio, right? That's his mother.
Yes.
He had us over
for coffee,
and he wants us to go see her because she's been asking about us, and she's now living in Intradoco with her daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But I don't know if we're going to get. We'll see how tight it is for the next couple of days, But
then they order us pizza, and they're giving us all these like homemade limoncello and all these amazing drinks.
They just invite you into their house, don't they? And the mad thing is everybody has these experiences. We had these experiences. Everybody that comes on here has had these experiences. It is mind blowing, isn't it? That there is still people like that in this world, and lots of them. And it's a privilege. I think it's a huge privilege to live in these places, as well as it being amazing for us because it's a beautiful area and all the rest. It's just a privilege to get to know these people, isn't it? As well. I'm just gonna these people here. I meant to ask you who these. One sec. Oh, just hold on 1 second because I've lost you. Brought you back. Here we go. Okay, so these people. Who are these people?
So this is Max and Lucia. They own a deli at the base of Petorano, which is where we were when we came out in November. We ended up staying on Lewis's properties. Yeah. And they opened up their little deli last year, I think, during.
Is that the one near the parking area then, near to Lewis's place? Right. Yes. Right.
They are amazing people. Amazing.
They love the kids. Like my daughter just goes up and hugs Lucia, and Massimo is dancing with her, and we spent like 3-4 hours there on Saturday night. We just kind of showed up and said, "Hey, can we?" We went there to buy a few things, and then they ended up having us and try a bunch of things and spend time with us. And basically, I think they sent something to Laura because she left a review on Google saying about now you're our family, sort of thing, right? And it's another heartwarming thing. Like everybody cares about one another here. Where in America, it's gotten to the point of like it's a free for all, right? It's like survival of the fittest at this point there, and it's kind of disappointing for the most part. And yes, I'm speaking generally. There's probably people on that may live in a welcome community, but certainly. My experience with where we are in Texas has not been that, right? It's been very much isolated, and it's kind of everybody goes and does their own thing.
So it's going to be hard when you leave on Friday then.
It's going to be really hard.
We're already trying to figure out the next time for us to come out. It's a flight thing because as it gets closer to Festa, the flights get really expensive out here, and it doesn't matter whether we fly into Rome or Naples or Milan. Even if we have to do like Milan and then do a train, it's very expensive during the summer.
Yeah.
So hopefully we
figure
can
it out.
squeeze something out, in June sometime before the flights get completely out of control.
Yeah. Okay, so we're just going to talk about one. I hate finishing on a negative because it's not really negative, but we've got to cover it. What's all this about?
So this is my second cousin, Debbie. She came out. Her husband's family is actually from Petrano and Introdacqua, so he was going to come out with her and see where his home, land is all about. Well, we were getting ready to take her to the airport. He couldn't make it out. And, it was the day before, sorry. She was walking down the stairs and she lost her balance, and we have a new refrigerator down there. She literally landed into the refrigerator
face first,
and she started swelling right away. It was extremely scary. We called Antonio, and he called his cousin, yes. What's his name?
Joe, Giuseppe,
Joe,
and Laura.
And they came over right away. They looked. They tried to call the doctor. They couldn't get a hold of the doctor because it was a Sunday. So they said, follow us. We all got in the car. We followed them. They drove us to the Sulmona Hospital. And he translated this whole 4 hours with the doctors, with CAT scans, with everything to make sure she was okay. And it was just, I can't tell you how amazing that was to have the help we needed from the people here. It was,
And how was the care? What do you think about because obviously a lot of people ask about healthcare and things like that.
From CAT scans to x-rays to everything. And then to see the bill, 137 euros.
Right.
That
was the bill, right? I mean, you do a CAT scan for cash in the United States, you're walking away with thousands out of pocket automatically, right? Without health insurance. The biggest thing for her was because it was Sunday, the hospitals don't normally staff a lot of the doctors. So each time that she needed to see a different doctor, they had to page the doctor, and then the doctors had a certain amount of time to come in to see her. But Joe and Laura spent over 4 hours with us there. We had the kids too with us, and spent all that time just so that they knew that we were taken care of, and that if there was a problem with translating, they were able to, because Joe had previously worked in the United States and he's pretty fluent with English, yes, right? He's very, very much so.
And then by the end of the visit, the doctor's kissing my cousin's hand, telling her, have a good flight, and wrote her a note. It was beautiful. The care was amazing. Amazing.
It is. We've had lots of experience as a family as well, and it is first class. It really is. And as you say, for those kind of prices, I don't know if you had insurance or how it works, but you're coming from the States. But as you say, to get that kind of service and everything done for that, it's good, isn't it? Very good. Okay, so obviously a bit of a negative to your cousin staying here, but things, I'm presuming she's okay now. That's the main thing. So the last photograph, which I think maybe a fitting one, is this one.
We've seen so many rainbows. It has been beautiful. That's just off my porch.
Do you feel like you've found here? See, I was thinking, what kind of a one-liner can I say? Do you feel like you found your pot of gold, or is that a bit cheesy?
No, we have. This is, you always said it's emotional. It's more than emotional. It is, I don't know. I don't have the words.
Dave, you said that this property was high on your stunning meter. You weren't lying.
That's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Guys, I'm so thankful for you to come in. Scott, I know you've got 5 minutes, you've got a meeting. So, what can I say? Thank you so much for joining us and giving us your. Somebody's asked a couple of questions about where you got the car hire from. If you can send me those details by WhatsApp or something, and I'll mention it on next week's Q&A.
I saw a question flash too about what happens with the stuff that was left over in the house.
Yeah.
So the old owner's son was helpful enough to take the couches for us.
Yeah.
But in the commune, when you get your trash schedule, there actually is there is a number to call for a bulk pick up.
Yeah.
We haven't had to do that yet because they've been able to take everything for us. But I'm assuming that if we did schedule that, there would be some sort of fee that we would have to pay for that. Should be able to take care of anything else that we.
Yeah, it's been pretty easy.
I mean, just so people know, obviously it was agreed, wasn't it, that we all knew what was going to be left, or we'd sort of agreed what was going to be. Yeah, because I know some people sort of are shocked when it happens, but yeah, I think some of the furniture was good, wasn't it? So it was a case of sifting through it. Okay, guys. Well, Domenico, I can see has come in, so he's getting ready for his little bit of fame now. You can probably see him. Ciao, Domenico. He's waving. Okay, 2 minuti. Okay, so what can I say? Thank you so much. You've both been fantastic, and I really wanted to. I know you've been here ages, and every time I've said that I'm coming to Prezza, and it looks like I'm actually coming Friday. When it may be, I didn't do that on purpose, but it may be Thursday if the weather. I've been told that the weather's going to be better on Thursday, so if it is, then I shall be over and I'll come and say hello to you definitely. But you've both been fantastic. Thanks for giving up your time. I really, really appreciate it, and just hope that it's been everything that you've wished for, and hopefully you're going to have a long, long, happy life there, you and the kids.
Thank you so much.
Okay, we'll speak to you really soon.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, guys, what about that one? What a great couple. Fantastic. They are, both of them. Really, really fantastic. It's that time. And we were all getting emotional, so it's time to now get cheered up a little bit because Domenico is waiting. Tony is waiting. And it's time for Tony. I need to put it up again because I can't remember how to say it. It's time for the last installment of, when Tony gets rid of that's on the screen. So slow, isn't it? Anyway, it's the final installment of Domenico and Tony's tongue-twisting trials. Are you ready? So as soon as Domenico has finished, that's when you can guess the film. So remember, Tony is going to say it in a phrase from a film, a quote from a film. Tony's going to say it again in Italian, and then Domenico is going to say it in English. So I haven't sent Domenico his yet, so I'm going to bring them both on. Let's just get them both on. Here's Tony, and here's Domenico.
Hey, Tommy!
Hey, Tony!
Buonasera. So for those of you who don't know Domenico is our estate agent who we work a lot with. So, ok, Domenico, io ti mando quel messaggio, 2 minuti. Prima Tony e poi tu. Okay, so Tony, I'm going to give you one more quick go. So get ready, everybody. But it's only until you hear the siren after Domenico's talk where you guess the film. So here we go. Tony, do you want to say it in Italian one more time?
Ok. Mangiai il suo fegato con un bel piatto di fave e un buon Chianti.
Ok. Tu sai questo film, Domenico?
Sì.
So Domenico's actually guessed it as well. So, Domenico, te lo mando questo messaggio adesso. Tu hai 5 secondi per studiare. So he's got 5 minutes.
Ma a me...
5 minutes?
No, aspetta, devo mandare al telefono di Silvia. I've got to send it to his wife's telephone, actually, because he's using his to do this stream. Okay, here we go. Arrivato?
Yes.
Okay, 5 secondi. So he's got 5 seconds, and then he's going to say it in English.
5 seconds.
Okay. Studiare bene. Ok, Domenico, in inglese.
Yes. Sorry. I ate his liver with some fave and nice Chianti.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, guess the film. Dire un'altra volta, Domenico. He's going to say it one more time.
I ate his liver with some fave, bands, and nice Chianti.
Excellent. And Brian, Brian's guessed it's Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
Well done, Brian. And Ron's got it. And the other Brian, Scott's got it. A few people have got it, but Brian was the first one. Thank you so much. We like to have a little bit of fun, don't we? Domenico, buonasera. Ci vediamo domani. Ci sentiamo domani.
Yes.
Yeah,
Good
well-
evening. Ciao, ciao, Tony.
Yeah.
There you go. Say bye, Tony.
Ciao.
There you go, folks. Why have I got this screen? I've still got Tony on here. What am I doing wrong here, Tone? I'm doing something wrong. I can't get you off, and I can't get me on. Here we go. Hopefully people are still can you still see me? Oh yes, there I am. There you go. Did you enjoy that one tonight? So we've done a bit of everything. We've had an emotional time with Scott and Laura, and we've had a little bit of fun with Tony and Domenico. So what more can you ask for a live stream? Was it a good one? Did you enjoy it? Let me know in the comments. Okay, guys, thank you so much, as usual, for all the support that you give us. I really, really appreciate it. I can't tell you enough how much I appreciate it, and I really enjoy doing these Tuesday evenings, and long may it continue, and long may the numbers keep coming in as they are doing at the moment, because it's just absolutely fantastic. So remember, tomorrow we do have another property video going on at 4 o'clock tomorrow. It's a fantastic one, 39,900 with an unbelievable roof terrace. That's going to be a fantastic property for somebody, and it's 10 minutes from Scott and Laura as well, so it's not too far from them. I'm not going to say where it is. You'll have to wait and see until tomorrow. So go onto YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the channel and click on the notifications bell. That way you'll get to know every time we post a video, because even though we do them on Saturdays at 3 o'clock every single Saturday, we are going to start doing a few midweek ones as well. So, and then next week, remember, it's the big, massive Q&A. So that's next Tuesday at the same time. Get your questions ready. If you can't join us live, feel free to send your questions to info@homeinitaly.com, and I'll try and answer as many as possible. And then on the 7th of March, which is next Thursday, I think, is going to be a new website, all the dates for the tours, and our new Patreon page as well. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed that one. I absolutely loved it. Looking forward next week as well to Domenico and Tony's tongue twisting trials, where we're going to have. I'm going to step it up a little bit. I think they did pretty good today, didn't they? So I think we're going to go a little bit harder next week. We're going to give Tony something really, really difficult to work on. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. Thank you so much for your support, and I'll see you next week.